For someone who has apparently experienced what they call an awakening, a satori, an enlightenment, there has had to be a need, you see. There has had to be a reason. Now you can spend all your life looking at who needed a reason, what needed a reason. Was it a reason for me? Was it a reason for consciousness to realign? Why is there a need to be newly born, you see? Well, the very basic atheist would say, well, you're not living your life the way it's destined to be. So now that you are realigned, you get on with it. And there is some worth in that way of looking at it. And you can only talk about the experience of what it is you're undergoing. Whether it is a transition not into a higher destined self, but just a rejig, a return to that child so that you can start again, and develop another type of ego, another type of mind, another type of attitude towards life. Is there a need, you see, for anyone to search using the mind, using the longing that Mooji talks about inside, the deeper longing? I need to know something more deeper about me, about life, about this experience, about what I am, who I am, where I am. That atheist point of view would say, well, I don't know what you're talking about, a longing. We're here, we arrive, we live, and we die. And if there's to be something other, then there is. If there's not, then there's not. If I'm to go to hell, I'm to go to hell. If I'm to go to this heaven that they talk about, then I'm to go to heaven. What is this longing? Why waste your life longing for something that isn't necessary? You see, there is something deeper. We are something deeper. But in the experience of realizing this depth, there's also another realization. Ego creeps back in and you say, come ego, let me talk about it, let me know your side. And ego says, yeah, you were lost. I was lost. The world was lost. Now we're found. Why not just reunite? And then you say, the mind and the body become one. And everyone else that's not experienced this says, yeah, but we already know that. So why not accept life as it is? You see, in the moment of that fear of living, not dying, it is a way of seeking, you see. Even though there's a moment where there's a Christ revelation, a spiritual encounter, they're just whatever that is just assisting you back, wiping you down, rubbing your cobwebs off your brain, off your mind, and reinstalling the batteries to say, okay, now, where were we? But the great understanding is like the child doesn't search for God, doesn't search for consciousness, doesn't search for planets in the universe, doesn't search for anything that it doesn't know about, hasn't read about, hasn't been conditioned into believing or hoping. The child doesn't imagine what it's going to be like in the future, doesn't dwell on where it came from. I mean, imagine the trauma. Every day thinking I came from my mum's womb. From, wow, that's so disgusting, says the child. It just lives for the moment. So there's an understanding, like the child, that searching for enlightenment, God, imaginatory stuff that is not of form or even formlessness, just thoughts, just concepts placed through by history and books and religion and spirituality and even atheists. They write fictional stories that move your mind into a certain way of new thinking, you see. So you no longer search, you no longer seek, you just, but of course this is also the physical searching and seeking from the child is also not there. The child doesn't seek for a new car, the best model of car, when it's 4 years old. The parent can give it anything, and it will love it, it will value it. It doesn't seek for 3 cars, just in case one, I'm speaking toy cars obviously, breaks down. It doesn't seek for a holiday or a house in the hills where it can run away from life into. So that seeking also goes. So you see, the simplistic way of a child is what Jesus is speaking about. Unless you become like the child, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And this means you don't have to suck your thumb and return into this diapers. You have to stop wanting and needing and just living life in the moment for what it is. So there's no longer a looking about what I can do next year, what I can change my job. In fact, you find that very difficult to answer when someone says, what are you going to do when you retire? I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. Even today, I don't get that question. I live for the moment, you see. The child lives for the moment. And we think it's a time moment, but it's not a time moment. It is that what was revealed through the Word, one moment. And this cascade of love ripped away the old me to just leave the child as this moment. It's very simple, you see. Most, when they come to a certain age, maybe, I don't know, depends on you, depends on your life, depends on what you've got. So let's say 70. Just an average age is 70. You start giving away stuff, you see. You give away stuff. You give away your cars. You go away. all the furnishings that you now see has served their purpose and now useless. You don't store them. You see, if you put them in the loft, no one else is getting the benefits. That's why so many give things to charity shops when they get older. The games that they played when they were children. Because they're no longer seeking for something more. They're in the process of seeking for something less. And you return to the state of the child when you were born. Only the clothes on your back when you die. And of course, the people that are really the most important thing about life. The material aspects. They're just nature made into something you think will benefit. Sometimes it makes you more lazy. Sometimes it actually helps you. But they're temporary, you see. And you know, the mother that gave you birth is not temporary. And you know that you're not temporary. And you know the people that surround you as you take your last breath also are not temporary. The bodies may be temporary. The identification, the words, the names might be temporary. But it's the same love, you see. There is only this love. It is a moment. It is present. It is now. It cannot be enhanced. It cannot be denied. We have a systematic mind that has the capabilities of denying it, of enhancing it. But these are thoughts. The thoughts of seeking and what is future, and what we are, and where we come from, and where we're going, are the thoughts that hinder us to truly living as the child. When you say, as a 65-year-old man, if you take away my home, my car, my garden, my computers, my laptops, my books, even my wardrobe. If you take away all the furnishings, all the photos, nothing changes. I'm still here. I can survive. And everyone says, don't be so foolish, old man. How are you going to survive in the winter? How are you going to remember your family without photos? How are you going to boil your tea? How are you going to do all the stuff that you've worked hard? These are just thoughts. Are they not just thoughts? Is the old man that sits here not just thinking about walking, thinking about what I could survive with or I can't survive with? Right now in the moment, it is what it is, you see. You can spend moments, minutes talking about what is taking place in this moment around you, in your mind, in your body, but it'll pass, you see. Thoughts are just passing strangers. The body has a facility, a capability, a capacity to think, to store thoughts, to keep thoughts, to love thoughts, to hate thoughts, to remove thoughts, to store as many as possible. For when I meet God, then I can tell him all about my life. We're just passing away our day. Whatever we're doing right now, the day is passing. But the day is a man-made concept, a man-made way of controlling, not through a what do you call someone controls it to gain something from you. No, the day is just a day. Just a minuscule section of that moment of life. But life is life passing. Is life passing? The thoughts, when they change color, they change shape, they change meaning, appear to be passing because one comes before the other. One is a different made up language. One is a serious thought. One is just that simple thought. I wonder if the wind will pick up so that my washing will dry. The serious thought. If I don't go to work tomorrow, I may get sacked. They're just passing. They're not happening. It's not taking place. That's when a speaker says nothing is happening. It's just there's no thoughts. There's no thoughts bothering. It's a simple body appearing. And something appears inside it that knows it is there. I am here somewhere. I appear to be in the body and I'm happy with that. I appear to be everywhere. I appear to be non-dual, I appear to be dual. I appear to be one with God, I appear not to be. I appear as this name, I appear as this form. But in deep sleep, I lose these names, I lose this form. Whatever I make up of it, whatever the mind makes up of it is passing. It'll never be the same, it'll never be copied. It'll never be remembered, it'll never be stored fully. That's why the human is so desperate with Wikipedia and tombstones and geologists. They need to know something about the past. Because there's something missing in their life about the present. And those that need to know something about the future is because there's something that's not giving them satisfaction about the present. If God came in front of me now and said, okay, so all the things that have happened in your life, if you tell me the most important thing, I'll let you go. But if you tell me the things that you think happened, or that you want me to be happy about, and to impress me, then I'll give you eternal heaven, eternal love. So if you lie, or if you tell me about the ephemeral, the temporary, the things in your life that you think will glorify yourself or glorify me, I'm going to give you the biggest reward. But if you tell me something that was genuine and true, and you feel so close to, I'm going to let you go into death, into darkness. And you say, or I says, not knowing anything, not knowing any nano molecule of information was what I truly loved. Because in that not knowing, I become that innocent child. The rest are just thoughts. So if I am to go to heaven based on the thoughts, you can take my thoughts. I don't need your heaven. And God smiles and says, okay, you can go. Where am I going? You think God's going to give you that second stage answer? You can go there, heaven, or you can go to death? No, you can go. Always one step ahead of you, God. Tricked you into another meeting, another life, another moment. Can there be two? If there's two, you can keep it. I'm happy with this one moment. As I am.